here that I just got light out like 30 minutes ago and it's 8 o'clock. Daylight savings just always throws me for a spin. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another week in my life. I think I'm doing a week in my life. We'll see how much footage I get over the next few days. This is my last week in my life here before I go home to Florida to stay with my parents and spend some time with them for about 5 days next week. Very much so looking forward to a little bit of a spring break, if you will. I haven't really decided if I'm gonna vlog or not yet, just because I know I will be spending time with family because my brother's gonna be in town for a couple of days too, which is gonna be really special because the last time just the four of us got to spend time together, can't even tell you. Unfortunately, Griffin can't go because he's studying for his exam and because of work. And then my sister-in-law can't go because of work too. I swear this weekend went by so fast, but it was such a great weekend. I did vlog it for y'all. Very social weekend. So normally I feel like during the week I get really kind of antsy and I'm wanting to get out of the house because of working from home and just being alone all day. Usually by Wednesday afternoon I start getting really antsy if I've spent Monday through Wednesday just cooped up at home. And I think part of that is because I typically spend my weekends in for the most part. Occasionally Griffin and I will go do something, but I'd say for the most part our weekends are spent at home, and the most getting out that we do is going to work out or going and grabbing a coffee. Not really seeing people or doing things, if that makes sense. But then this past weekend I did something Friday night and Saturday night. We tried out a church for the first time here on Sunday, so it just felt like there was a lot going on all weekend. My social cup has been pretty empty, so my social cup is now full, but my social battery is a little dead. I think it'll be good though, because then I can just kind of really focus this week on getting a lot done so that I don't have to do a ton of work when I do go home next week. So it'll all be good. But I just walked Ella and I went to F45 this morning for these Lululemon leggings. These are the zoned in tights. They don't make them anymore, but I'll link some similar ones. And my little soft string quarter zip that I literally love from Lululemon. Just wear that as a cover because it's kind of chilly outside. And I wore my Leica Cloud Sports bra, which I typically just use for kind of daily wear, and I don't normally wear it to work out, especially on any kind of cardio day, because it's not a super supportive sports bra. It's more of a sports bra for comfort and leisure and yoga. But it was just on top of my sports bras this morning, so I just grabbed it and went, but it was fine. I brought our Hoya plant upstairs because I feel like it's growing some. There's definitely some growth right here, but this side's just a little droopy, and the leaves feel fine. They're not getting really flimsy or anything. It's been sitting on our shelf downstairs, but it does not get much light at all. It gets a little bit of indirect light every day, but that's it. And I'm just thinking it needs a little bit more, so I'm gonna try it up here. I'm bummed though because I wanted this pot to be on that shelf because it was acting as a piece of decor on the shelf, and I just love the pot so much. If it does a lot better up here, I might repot it and then find something that doesn't need as much sun that can go in this one. Delivering Griffin's lunch, and then this is a Poshmark order that I need to ship out, but it's nice and warm for him. Just got back from Trader Joe's and dropping off Griffin's lunch to him, and I also ran by to drop off 2 Poshmark packages. Quick little Trader Joe's haul, nothing crazy. I just like to get some things from there because I can get them in a smaller quantity, so I'm not as wasteful, especially with things like herbs. So sage, cilantro, parsley, and thyme for recipes this week. I got some green onions. I'm so bad about buying these and then forgetting I have them and not eating them, but I love eating these with a cream cheese and everything bagel seasoning, or even with hummus. Frozen corn, 2 boxes of the frozen jasmine rice. Love to have that on hand, especially on nights where I'm just wanting to make dinner really quickly and don't want to have to make rice. Got some baby golden potatoes for a recipe, some more chili powder because I just used the rest of ours. making our meal prep, our baking soda because I need to replace the one in our fridge. Maybe avocados for a recipe. These almond butter filled pretzel nuggets. I haven't tried these yet, and we're about out of our peanut butter pretzel nuggets from Costco. And I thought this would be a good switch up because this is like a snack that I really, really love and I eat every single day, but I can get sick of it. So I thought almond butter would be fun to switch it up a little bit. These organic corn chip dippers, I freaking love these. I'm probably gonna crush up a few and put on top of my meal prep to add a little texture. And I just got a bag of the Just Mango slices. And then last but not least, the Trader Joe's sweet chili sauce. We use this a lot when we're cooking and we ran out last week. In yesterday's vlog, I said no more eating out after eating out all weekend, and here we are with kava. Are you good? We got kava. I got a kid's meal just because I ate a meal prep lunch that I made this morning pretty late. I'm not super hungry. I was gonna make this crock pot meal tonight, but I realized that it's basically very similar to what we had at lunch, and I was like, I do not want to eat that again. I wanted to get kava because of meal prepping the lunch earlier today. I just didn't feel like cooking a full-on meal again, which I know is lazy. I'm about to start my period, so I'm just like very low energy. And of course, the day I start my period, I'm not gonna want to do anything at all. So I should have saved getting food out for that, but I'll suck it up. I've just been like glued to my computer all afternoon. I had a video go live, so I was working on getting that stuff settled. I had to send some things over to my manager. I just kind of got really in the nitty-gritty with doing some tax-related stuff, which took quite some time. And then I worked on changing like the auto pay for all the bills that come out of my account, and then for any of like my personal bills for our joint account instead of my individual, which that took quite a bit of time too. Finally got all that taken care of, but needless to say, I was like, I have a mountain of laundry I need to fold. I would rather spend time doing that than cooking again. So kava it is. Get the kids meal, usually if we get it for lunch, and then if I'm like not super hungry at dinner, I'll get a kids meal too. But I just get the kids mini pita, white rice, chicken, crazy feta, cabbage slaw, fried roasted corn, and a side of the balsamic vinaigrette. And I pretty much just eat the meat out of the pita bread with the dressing and the rice. I don't usually love eating soft pita like this. It's just not my favorite. Just kind of eat it like a bowl instead of a pita, if that makes sense. Sorry for all the noises. The dryer's running and the microwave's also on, and I realize I haven't talked to y'all since yesterday, but I took Ella on a nice long walk last night, and we got all our laundry folded and put away except for our sheets and towels that finished last night, and then I just read before bed, so nothing crazy out of the ordinary. Went to at 45 this morning, and I had a little bit of a later start because I kind of wanted to start off the morning reading just because I'm pretty crampy today because I just started my period. So I was like, we're just gonna ease into the morning and I'm going to read instead of getting started so early, because I really just wanted to get started editing a video today for the most part, which I've gotten through all the rough cuts except for the footage that's on my phone. And I got a reel ready to go for this afternoon, heating up meal prep leftovers, and I forgot I have a like 45-minute workshop type of Zoom situation through my talent management. I'm going to sit in on that while I eat, which hopefully they don't encourage cameras being on. I'm not used to that from my corporate job, so I hope the cameras don't need to be on, which I don't think they will be, just because I'm gonna be scarfing some food down. But I just took some ibuprofen and I'm gonna heat up my little manatee. I got this off Amazon for my cramps. It smells like lavender. Ella loves it. Like, she always wants to snuggle with it, and I think because the smell of it's really calming. But it's just like a little heating pad type situation, but a cute one. And I just love manatees. So I ordered this one a while ago. I got it like kind of halfway through last year because I just always need something for like my stomach and my back for my cramp. I'm gonna wait to heat it up though for a little bit because I am heating up my lunch right now in the microwave, so I don't want that to smell like my lunch. Some honey garlic chicken fried rice. It doesn't call for eggs, but I think eggs belong in fried rice, so we're adding some eggs. I just did 4 and I just whisked them up in this bowl. Griffin's working on the dishes, and we got this wok in our or on our wedding registry, and it was something that like I have always kind of wanted, but I would never just go out and buy a wok, especially like a good one. So I got this set of like a wok paddle and a wok. I just used the Trader Joe's frozen rice, and I just went ahead and heated up 2 bags for what the recipe calls for. But the sauce is easy, and then you just gotta cut up some chicken and some frozen veggies. So last night I was like, let's go to F45 tomorrow. My cramps are not that bad today for the first day of my period. Normally my cramps are so bad to where I'm on the verge of passing out, throwing up, all those things, and they're really intense. Especially my last 4 periods, they've been so beyond intense. And honestly, it kind of depends on the time of day that I start them. But since my cramps weren't like absolutely terrible last night, I was like, you know what? Let me go to F45 tomorrow. I know that movement will make me feel better, specifically just like mentally. I feel like I've been so in my head the last couple of days, and I know it's partially because of my period. So I was like, let's go to F45. So then this morning I wake up, I get up, I'm like, okay, I'm going, I'm up. I literally get in my car, and all of a sudden my cramps are like going into overdrive. And I was like, oh no, I want to turn this car around right now. And I almost did, but I was like, nope, I'm already dressed, I'm already in the car, I already drank half an energy drink, we're gonna power through. And I have mentioned this before, when I'm on my period, I still like to try and go like to my workouts the same amount of times a week and everything. I may go like one less day during the week because I usually don't go on the day I start my period, but you can still do your workouts and stuff when you are on your period. I just think that some people think that you have to like always be lifting the same amount of weight and doing the same amount of reps, but like no, you can still go do it and just go to your potential that day. So I like went today with intentions, knowing that, okay, I am cramping, I'm not feeling too hot. I'm just not gonna push myself as hard as I normally do in a cardio class. And then yesterday was a strength day, tomorrow's a strength day. Not gonna push myself as hard as I normally do in a strength class. You just adapt. Last night in the mail, we got 2 wedding gifts, I guess, but they don't have a to and a from, which is so frustrating. I hate it because then I don't know who to send a thank you card to, and I really need to finish our thank you cards. I've made some good progress, but I need to finish them. But we got a Williams-Sonoma gift card, and we got a Nest thermostat, and I don't know if they're from the same person. We got both of them in yesterday because we had put this on our registry. Our thermostat down here is ancient. But with the Williams-Sonoma gift card, I really want to get a new like frying pan, skillet pan, and I was gonna get just like the Le Creuset fry pan situation, but I don't really know if they're good or not. Really wanting to be intentional with what I spend that on. I got the Caraway set in gifting like 2 years ago. It was really great until Griffin accidentally used high heat on the small frying pan, which is like one of the pans we use the most. And now it just has like stuff stuck to it for eternity, and I hate that. Our saucepan and our Dutch oven pot are in great shape. Our bigger skillet's in good shape, but it still kind of has some like stuff stuck to it too, but I'm able to get a lot of it off most of the time. And I like them a lot, but I just don't think long term that they're going to last like 10, 15 years. I don't really know if pans are supposed to last that long, but I feel like my parents always had the same stuff growing up, like my whole life. But I do want to replace the frying pan because we like literally can't really use ours because it's such a pain to clean when we do use it. So if you have any recommendations, let me know. I don't really think I want anything ceramic. I'm thinking maybe I should just get like one really nice stainless steel one or something like that. So if you have like a brand or a specific one that you like that truly is easy to clean and doesn't get really crappy over time, let me know. Today is unfortunately hair wash day. I have been riding out from when I got my hair styled on Friday, and today's Wednesday, so it's definitely time. I'm using this Anua Heartleaf Pore Control Cleansing Oil. I've been using this since like mid-December, and I do it as like a double cleanser situation. I know I've shown it before, but I haven't really talked about it. I kind of just take some time to rub it into my skin, and then I wash my face with a water-based cleanser once I'm in the shower. So I do feel like it's helped to minimize the size of my pores a good bit. They haven't disappeared, but I mainly started it because my sebaceous filaments on my nose are just so bad sometimes, and I feel like it has helped them a good bit. I'll leave it linked down below. You can get it on Amazon. They have other products too that I would like to eventually try, but I don't really need anything right now, so I'm not gonna buy it. If you follow me on Instagram, you've already seen this, but I just realized I never showed y'all my bridal trunk that I got from Petite Keep. It's a women-owned small business, and I got some of their targeted ads when I was in the wedding planning stages, and I knew I wanted to get one of these for wedding keepsakes, and I got this white one, and it finally came in the mail 2 weeks ago, I think. I literally use it as like a piece of decor in our home. It sits right here on this console table normally, and I got it embroidered in gold thread since our colors were like gold, black, and champagne with our last name. And I kind of just have all of our keepsakes in here. So I have like my shoes, Griffin's wedding day cologne, our hangers, my getting ready robe, one of the shakers, the Alabama shakers that we used on the dance floor. This fell off of one of my Something Bar Blooms, like floral things, and just ended up in a bunch of our things, so I'm keeping it. Things like that. My veil and my dress is actually with my mom. She took it back to Florida. I wanted to get it preserved, but I love this trunk so much. Once I knew I wanted to get it, I set aside money for it because I knew it was something I wanted to spend on myself when it came to the wedding. Having all of our memories in one place just makes me feel so much better because I don't have to stress about things getting lost. You can choose to get a little key and lock, and I got ours engraved with our dates, and it's just so precious. I just opened it up to get a copy of our marriage certificate out because Griffin needed a picture of it for something. Making these meatballs. I will leave the recipe link down below. I've not made this recipe before, but I've been wanting to make it for a really long time, and I subbed out the 2 ounces of Italian bread for 2 ounces or a quarter cup of Italian breadcrumbs and added 2 eggs based off of what one of the comments said. They said it made it a lot more moist, and I also just didn't really want to buy a lot of Italian bread, just only need 2 ounces of it for the recipe because it's not something I typically buy. So it's a little bit less wasteful. I'm hoping they turn out good. And then it's paired with a Parmesan orzo. I'm a big orzo fan, which I will start once I finish these meatballs. So scared to send this email right now. I'm literally like pitching myself over for a job, and I have like a mutual friend that works at this company. It's in Houston, and it's not doing something that I technically have experience in it, but I don't like technically have experience in it. We'll see what happens, but I'm really scared the press sent because I feel like I've proofread like 4 times, but I just feel like I forgot to attach something even though I'm staring at both of my attachments, and I feel like something's wrong in everything I typed out, but I proofread it so many times. And I applied to a job yesterday that is like accounting adjacent. It's kind of like an accounting systems consultant role, and I thought that sounded really cool. I literally just like fight with myself every day in my head saying, give yourself time to be a content creator. When things come up, I just want to apply to them. And I keep telling myself I can say no, like even if I go through the interview process and it doesn't feel right to like try it out, I can still say no. Just because I am throwing myself out there and applying things doesn't mean I'm getting that job, and it doesn't mean I have to take it. I was just talking to Griffin about it last night. I was like, I feel like I never allow myself to be happy with where I'm at, which is part of the reason why I stopped podcasts for now, because I quite literally every single day I'm just at war with myself in my head, like yelling at myself internally, saying like, you need to be happy with where you're at. All of the things that I don't love about content creating full-time are just at the forefront of my mind, but I know they're at the forefront of my mind because it's what I'm doing full-time, and they wouldn't be at the front of my mind if this wasn't all I was doing. And I've been looking into different like places I could potentially volunteer at, and some part-time things, which I've also mentioned before, that I could do just so that this isn't all I'm doing, because mentally I just don't do well when it's all I'm doing. It's just definitely lonely, and I crave more fulfillment. It's just weird to me how fulfilling it is when it's my creative outlet as compared to how unfulfilling it feels when it's my full-time job. It just doesn't make sense to me that nothing changed except for the fact that I'm doing more of it, and it's not as fulfilling even though I'm doing the same thing and I'm doing more of it, when it was very fulfilling to me when I was doing other stuff with it. So I'm just always trying to figure out, you know, why am I at war with myself? Is it just because I'm having a rough week? Can I not accept that this is what I'm doing full time because I truly, at my core, don't feel as though it's enough? Or do I feel that way because of societal pressures and expectations? Like really trying to get to the root of that. I just think being alone all day with my thoughts is just not good for me. And that's what I was telling Griffin yesterday. I was like, honestly, like, I just think it's the nature of being at home alone all day long that isn't good for me when everything's about me and my work. Because when I'm working on something else at home, it's a little bit different. Still feels lonely, still not the best feeling. I'm very blessed and I'm very thankful. I don't hate content creating at all. I just feel as though there's just this burn and itch for more of me, and I'm trying to figure out why. And I'm trying to figure out, is that burn, is that itch, is that conflict that I'm feeling with doing this full time because this isn't for me, or just because I need more? Trying to discern, which is what I've been praying about, is to be able to have the eyes to see and like heart to feel. Like, is the discomfort that I'm feeling with content creating now just a part of growth, and is it just discomfort that I'm having to grow through to get to the other side? Or is it truly because I do need to be seeking something out and doing something else? I'm very thankful to be in this position and to just even have the opportunity to explore these things. I don't think I got to tell y'all last night, but that dinner that we made was the best dinner I've ever made in my entire life. Hands down, phenomenal. I'll leave the recipe link down below, like I said, and I highly recommend trying it out. I used the Trader Joe's trophy pasta, Trofie, I think that's how you say it, instead of orzo, because I thought we had orzo and we didn't. So it's the closest thing to orzo that I had. But seriously, Griffin wouldn't shut up about it either. He was like, this is a 10 out of 10, best meal we've ever made. It was just like so savory and delicious, so much flavor. I normally don't like meatballs because I feel like meatballs just taste like the meat that they are, obviously, and you have to just drown them in some kind of sauce for them to be even like kind of good. And at that point, I still don't even really love them. But they didn't even have like a sauce on them, and they were to die for, and just so much flavor. I'm about to clean my makeup brushes. I haven't done it in a long time, but I also just need to because I'm actually going to be doing my youngest sister-in-law's makeup on Saturday morning for her senior portraits, or pictures, not her portraits, which I'm really excited because I was telling Griffin this kind of just like fulfills the little sister hole in my heart, because I am the youngest sibling and I don't have any sisters, and I love makeup and I love doing people's makeup and playing around with it. So I'm just really excited because I actually did her makeup for another thing she had a couple weeks ago or about a month ago. I'm glad she liked it and wants me to do it again. But I did it with her makeup last time and like her brushes, but I'm just using Dawn dish soap because it's easiest and cheapest, and I don't have a lot left of my Cinema Secrets brush cleaner that I like a lot. We're just making what we have work, but today's been so crazy. Right after I was like just rambling and talking to y'all earlier, I kid you not, like not even 5 minutes after I probably ended that clip, I literally got an email from the company that I applied to yesterday to schedule a call. And the first call I asked like for clarification if it was, you know, a pre-interview type of call or if it was like more of a first round of the interview, and it sounds like it's going to be more like a first round of the interview, which is so crazy because I've applied to so many and I didn't go through a recruiter or anything for this one. This is just one I found on LinkedIn that I was qualified for and sounded somewhat interesting to me. Then I started panicking because it made it feel really real, and I was like, oh my god, wait, I haven't done an interview in so long, because y'all, the way public accounting works in the US, if you recruit when you're in college, you literally don't have to do interviews after your like junior year of college, basically, because that's when you interview for the internship and you pretty much just get the full-time job offer if you do well in the internship. So I haven't interviewed in so long because that was the case for me, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, the last time I interviewed I was literally in college, so I need to like actually prepare myself for this, because I used to over prepare for interviews, and if y'all have been here since the beginning, I used to just talk about how much I hated interviews and how bad I was at them and stuff. So y'all know that I was really bad at them starting out. Like my voice would shake so bad to where you couldn't even understand what I was saying. It was really embarrassing, really awkward and uncomfortable. But I ended up doing a lot of interviews early in college and kind of practicing through all of those interviews, which was good because that helped me get to a point where I could interview well by the time I had to do my big interviews, like for the big four. And I was also panicking because there was this other job that I'm like really interested in and I pitched myself to this morning. They're just two completely different jobs in terms of like what I would be doing, but also just like the actual nature of the job. One would be like fully in person and one would be fully remote. Started just obsessively thinking, this is what I do when I'm like have a stressful situation. I start obsessively thinking about like the outcome and like the whole way to get to the outcome. And I literally go through like every scenario possible in my head and try and like prepare myself. It's like a coping mechanism, I feel like, for uncertainty. So then I just started freaking out because I was like, oh my gosh, of course, like right after I submitted the application and pitch, of course I hear back from the other company like right after I do that. So then I'm like stressing that I'm gonna be in a situation where I have to like make a decision between both, but then I'm like, Abby, let's cross that bridge when we get there, because you've literally not even interviewed for either yet. You don't even know if you're going to get an interview for the other one. And when the time comes when I have to make a decision, I'll do it. And I just have this really big fear in my head that I'm not giving content creating a fair shot and like a long enough shot. Just doing this, it just is not good for me mentally. I just really struggle with it for some reason. I don't know why I can't get past it. And maybe this is a mental block I need to overcome. I feel like maybe if I push myself a little bit harder, then I would get to a place where I want to be in terms of like how I feel about it mentally. Because the thing is I could keep doing this. Like as of right now, financially, it's fine doing this long, like full term. It's just more so the whole thing of like monetizing your existence. And when I start thinking about my future, I'm just like, I just don't know if for the long run I can do this like mentally. And in an ideal world, like I've said a bajillion times, I would have some other thing I'm doing. I could have a brand or a product or whatever, service, I don't know, that I could focus on most of the time, and then content creating be my creative outlet still. I'm worried sick that I'm just counting myself out too soon because it's only been 3 months, but I told myself if something came up that I sounded somewhat interested in and it seemed like a good gig, I would give it a shot. This company that I do have an interview with on Monday now while I'm in Florida, they do have a really good reputation in terms of just like the culture. I just have this really massive fear that I'm gonna look back in 10, 15 years and, you know, say you shouldn't have counted yourself out so soon and you should have kept going, because on the other side of the hill, like that's when you would have like found your place on social media and found a way to make it work full time where you're not, you know, eating yourself alive mentally. Because I'm also constantly telling myself a normal full-time job is literally always going to be there, but you know, the opportunity to work for myself and be a content creator full-time, that may not always be there. I've just really been in my head and struggling with, is this, you know, like the right thing to be taking this next step this early on? Because you always hear, you know, like, oh, right when you feel like giving up, that's when you know you need to like keep pushing and keep going. And I think I mentioned earlier how I was like looking into places to volunteer and maybe some part-time situations, and all of that, like, I think would really help, but I just don't know if it's a long-term thing, but I think it's somewhere I could start. Part of me that's like, okay, I'm gonna start substitute teaching so I can see what it's like to be a teacher before I, you know, invest all this time and money into getting certified to be a teacher. And then there's a part of me that's like, okay, I'm just going to apply to an adjunct professor for accounting position at like a local university or state college because I'm qualified to do that. Then there's a part of me that sees the beauty in 9-to-5 life and routine, especially if I can find a 9-to-5 that's like actually a true 9-to-5. come to the realization that I should probably journal because I can't go to therapy anymore, or at least I would have to pay, and I'm not doing that. So I should probably just journal everything I'm feeling, but me sitting here venting for forever is basically doing that. But thank you all so much for watching this vlog. Be sure to subscribe if you're not already and turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload, and follow me on all my social media, link down below so we can keep up. I will see you all in my next video.